One of the real challenges in defining digital is that it means different things to different people, which is why exploring those differences and building a common understanding is a really important starting point for executives. A technology perspective might be that digital represents the virtualisation of previously physical products and services. Music is a good example. Years ago, a collection of songs was always associated with a physical album. Nowadays, a collection of songs is usually purely digital. But there are many other perspectives too. For example, the marketing perspective might be that digital is a new way to reach and identify customers. To corporate IT, digital might represent a platform for better collaboration and improved business processes. To manufacturing, it could be about automating the supply chain and making the most of the Internet of Things. Digital can also mean a whole new business model, for example, as the iTunes Store became for the music industry. Our definition of digital is to focus on what it does and what it lets businesses achieve, not what it is. So we're working with the definition that digital is the use of new technology to do things in business differently. And that difference may be at any scale, within one function of an organisation, such as customer service, across a whole organisation, the way it collaborates, or it could be at the scale of a whole industry or market sector. That's one of the things that makes it so diverse in how people understand it. It's really interesting to contrast how digital shows up between existing organisations and new market entrants. Digital clearly represents an opportunity for existing businesses to do things better, and at the same time it represents an opportunity for new entrants to come into the market and be able to do things differently. Let's take the established industry of legal services, for example, one I'm familiar with. Lawyers create a lot of documents, and this traditionally requires a lot of machinery, a lot of paper and a lot of administration to move those documents around. But the work of lawyers is increasingly becoming digital. And with that is associated a change in mindsets, a change in business processes, a change in the underlying technology. And all of this leads to a faster and more responsive service for their clients. In other cases, digital represents a whole new way of doing business. New businesses can enter and compete on different terms. We've seen some stunningly successful examples of this in recent years, for example in the transport market with Uber and in accommodation with Airbnb. The important thing to remember though is that existing businesses can adapt, and the first challenge for their leaders is to understand the relevant meaning of what digital is in their business context. And that's what we advise our clients.